Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima RidgeBack hanging style bike rack here on our 2022 Ram 1500 Classic. Now this is a hanging style rack, which means the bike is going to hang by the frame up here. It's going to mean a couple of things. We probably want to avoid our carbon frame bikes just to avoid any damage to that frame. And if you have an alternative frame bike or a kid's bike, you're going to need to pick up a bike adapter bar to make sure that the bike fits correctly and safely. Other than that, though, it has a 35-pound weight capacity per bike here, so as long as we're staying within those limits, we're going to be just fine. And you can see we've got 3 points of contact, 2 up top, holding that down into the cradles, and we've got a third one here on the seat post, limiting our side-to-side movement. That's going to help with bike-to-bike contact and make sure that our bikes are staying in place a little better going down the road. We can go ahead and get the bike removed now, because unlike some platform style racks, we do have the ability to tilt this away to get access to the tailgate and the truck bed, but we can't do it with the bikes loaded. So we'll get this undone here just by pushing in the buttons on the cradles here and pulling out the zip strips. Once all those are removed, we can take the bike off just by grabbing and lifting up. Because of how high this sits up, if you do have a bike that's kind of pushing that 35-pound weight limit, you might find it a little difficult to lift into place. So just keep that in mind. And then we can replace those zip strips. I like to make sure they go back in their home and stay secured because they are just loose, pretty easy to lose if you don't put them back. So you can see on this cradle over here, we even lost some just with it being down in the shop. So just be mindful of that and where you're putting those. If you do need replacements, you can pick them up here at eTrailer though. And to tilt the bike rack away, we've got 2 handles. This black one in front though will unlock the whole bike rack there, tilt it away, and this will allow us to lower our tailgate. It is very close, and you can see down here we've got about 1 inch of space, right about there. And even if I put some weight on the tailgate, it's pretty okay. I wouldn't worry about it if it were my personal truck, but this gives us access to get larger items out more easily, like a cooler, or if we just want to sit here and change our shoes, maybe before or after a bike ride, we absolutely can. I'll go ahead and pop this tailgate back up and just push the bike rack back into place. You'll see it kind of locks in place, and from here, let's get some measurements. We're going to start with our distance added to the back of the vehicle here. At the end of the arms, it's going to be about 39 inches, which does add a fair bit of length, but for fitting 4 bikes, that's not too bad. And if we come to that top lever that we saw earlier, that can actually fold the arms down when the bikes are unloaded. So if we want to leave this in our truck between rides, we don't want to have it on and off all the time, we can. Now it's only going to stick out 12.5 inches. So that's a lot more condensed. Something to be mindful of though is that this center mass does kind of come in line with the backup camera, pretty much right on that center line. You might be able to see a little bit here and to the sides, but it is going to severely limit that vision. Down at the bottom, our ground clearance is going to be pretty good, sitting right there at 18 inches. And it also sits pretty close to the truck, so I don't think we'll have any points of concern there. We do have a tool-free anti-rattle knob at the back that's going to keep things really solid in the hitch. It is lockable, so we don't have to worry about anyone stealing this when we're not around. And it will work with an 1.25 inch or a 2-inch hitch like we see here with the included adapter sleeve. And overall, if you're looking to carry 4 bikes with you and you don't want to get a tailgate pad option and have the bikes in the bed, I think this is the next best option. It's really easy, it's going to hold them really well. You still get to tilt that away and get full bed access if you need it, and it's going to hold the bikes really well. Thanks for watching.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. And finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.